I'm Mariela Alfonso, the founder and CEO of State of Place. Growing up as a carless teenager in the suburbs of Miami pretty much sucked. My most exhilarating memory is playing a real-life game of Frogger as I tightrope down penciled-in sidewalks, dodging cars as I crossed strip mall-line highways, masquerading the streets, all to get to a chicken teriyaki sub. I knew early on that the design of cities mattered and made it my mission over the last 15 years to quantify and therefore better communicate the value of urban design. What's awesome is that today, over 80% of Americans want to live in places where they can conveniently, safely, and pleasurably walk to destinations. But most of the US isn't walkable. Now, while cities and developers totally get it and are striving to create more walkable places, they still get a lot of opposition internally and externally and have to justify why they should be spending money on these kinds of projects. So they hire expensive consultants to create great plans for walkable places, but those experts can't produce the hard data to show why those plans make sense fiscally. Instead, they offer anecdotal evidence or case studies which are really easy to shoot down, so these plans often just end up collecting dust. This is where State of Place comes in. Our predictive analytics software quantifies what it is that people love about places and why it makes sense to make them better, to help cities and developers quell naysayers, get approvals, and secure funding faster and more affordably than hiring consultants. State of Place calculates an area's quality of place based on 290 built environment features, like street trees, sidewalks, benches, collected at the block level, and aggregates that into the State of Place Index, a score from 0 to 100. Cities can then identify their assets and needs based on their profile, a breakdown of their index along 10 urban design dimensions like density, pedestrian amenities, and parks and public spaces. And cities can generate evidence-based urban design priorities most likely to maximize the bang for their buck, given their existing conditions, their livability and economic development goals, and the feasibility of making certain changes over others. Cities can also run scenario analysis to quantify how a development project would increase the index and also identify proposals with the biggest impact. And finally, they can forecast economic premiums like office or retail rents linked to proposed projects, allowing them not only to identify which proposals would lead to the highest ROI, but also make the data-driven case for their projects.